Welcome back again, guys. I hope you're doing well. We actually had two games that went down yesterday. Two Jollof Derby. That's what we usually call it, Jollof Derby. Nigeria, Ghana. First was in the women's category where we had the under 17 women's team. That's the Flamingos play a final in the Wafubi women's competition against Ghana, and sadly we lost that game via penalty. We actually held Ghana to a 2-2 draw and then went into penalty where we unfortunately lost 5-3 at the end of the game. And I know I've not been updating you guys about the Wafubi games for the under 17 Flamingos women, but they've actually been playing the competition a while ago. During those period I was not very active in terms of posting videos, but at the end of the day you have to give kudos to the girls for how they performed in the competition. They actually reached the final and they didn't lose the game in a humiliating way. They actually held their own and then went into the penalties before losing 5-3. So it was a fair competition for them, and congrats to them. I'm sure that the coach will be proud. The country, we ourselves as a country, the fans, we are definitely proud. And the qualification for the Nations Cup, they've gotten that ticket by virtue of qualifying to the final, so it's a big plus for them. And then on the other side of the Jollof Derby, we also had the Homebase Super Eagles team play yesterday against that is Nigerian Homebase team play the Ghanaian team. So the Nigerian Homebase team played out a 0-0 first leg game against Ghana in their Homebase African Cup of Nations qualifiers round. That is a game that we need to win to qualify to the competition properly from next year. So the first leg was actually played in the Accra Sports Stadium in Ghana, and it was a match that ended in 0-0. So Nigeria will now set their sight on the second leg, which is coming up this Saturday, and it's the all-important game that we need to get a victory to qualify for next year's African Cup of Nations series for the home base category. And of course I'm going to give you guys more updates when anything comes out and I need to let you know about them. But moving on, guys, to the other updates I have here, we have the likes of Bruno Onyemechi, Nigeria's Super Eagles solid left back, who plays for Boa Vista in Portugal. The gist right now is that there's been some massive interest from Trabzonspor, who are looking very, very serious in terms of buying Bruno Onyemechi and convincing him to come play for them in Turkey. I know one of the reasons why this man hasn't really decided to leave Portugal was or has been because of his family life and relationship and girlfriend, Abi fiance. I think it's she's his fiance, because there have been other clubs who have showed interest in the past, but his girlfriend keeps saying that Bruno is not about to leave Portugal, that he's happy in the country, things like that. And whenever his girlfriend comes out to say that Bruno somehow just ends up not moving, but this time around Trabzonspor are reportedly tempting Bruno with some really, really massive money, probably unprecedented money, the money that he had not been tempted with before. And it's it's going to be interesting to see if Bruno Onyemechi decides to accept this offer and then transfer to Trabzonspor this January, and then earn extra money, more than what he's currently earning with Boa Vista. But we'll see how that unravels, guys. And then moving on, we have another story here, still related to one of our players who also has some kind of family issue at this point is Maduka Okoye. Of course, currently he's been out of action a few weeks, I think up to 2 weeks right now, because of injury that he picked up recently. And the medical of the Udinese side are actually saying that he's not going to be around, or he's not going to come back again this year, that his return is from next year. But the gist right now is not particularly about his on-pitch game, but his off-pitch game. So his girlfriend recently posted something on Instagram that got a lot of Nigerian fans to start worrying about the situation with this young man. And actually she deleted the post on Instagram just a few minutes after she posted it. And in that post, I'm going to read the content of what she was saying, because it had to do with the way Maduka Okoye was treating, or is treating, she and his child, their son. And in the post, which she later deleted, she said, "Locking your son and me out of the house is just insanity. I feel embarrassed to go to the media, but for months our son and me get treated like nothing by you and your club, your managers, your family doesn't help. Don't force me to open my mouth about what happened in our household. Really, why can't we not try and be mature and respectful to this for the sake of our child?" So this is what she wrote on Instagram, and then deleted it ASAP. And then this points out to her earlier Instagram posts. I think that was maybe 2 months ago. Also, we talked about that on this channel. During that previous one, she came out and she said that it was over, between she and Maduka Okoye, that she couldn't take it anymore, that she's leaving, things like that. And then later on, she came out to apologize and said that she was sorry that for the way she acted, that she was getting information, getting advices from people outside of her family, that she was listening to maybe friends who were advising her, telling her all kinds of things about Maduka Okoye. And then she apologized for that one. And now again, recently she has come out now to post this very private family thing on social media, and then deleted it again. Just makes you wonder, the kinds of instability that's going on within Maduka Okoye's family. And of course, this kind of thing unsettles a player when it comes to play football. It really distracts the player, and doesn't allow player to get the best. And speaking of Maduka Okoye performance, it has dropped a little bit in the recent times. We saw that in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers, last time that they came out, and the way that he performed after he had to cover up for Stanley, who was on leave. He didn't really perform up to the standard that we wanted him to perform, but again, after the game, the man came out and said that he was playing that match with an injury. He had that injury on his finger. He was just managing to play the match. But you look at what's happening, both the injury and within his family, it doesn't seem like things are going well for him. We hope that he gets to fix whatever is happening with his family, his wife. There seems to be some kind of spicy relationship between this man, and you kind of wonder if their relationship is something that's going to really last for a long time. But again, we'll see what happens. We wish the man all the best and hopes that he settles things with his family and be ready to give his 100% whenever he's called up by the Super Eagles. That's the update, guys. Thank you for watching. React to any of the stories. Subscribe to the channel if you're finding Ninja Fruit TV for the first time. Leave a like as well. Stay tuned for more stories.